Welcome back to Cakewalk. Designers, you have 30 seconds until the taste test.
You have to pipe.
The designers have prepared a separate tasting cake for the judges using the flavors of their final cake.
The clock was counting down. I had to all of a sudden stop what I was doing and move to this tasting cake, and it just set me into a complete panic mode.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up. The first round of competition is complete. Stop all your work and get your tasting samples to the judging area.
That looks stunning.
I was so confident on the taste of my cake. I was more worried about design than flavor. I knew we had that down.
In the taste test, the cakes are judged by texture, flavor, consistency, and how the cake relates to our wedding couple's wishes. Rita, it's time for you to present your cake sample to the judges.
For our inspiration, we opted to go with their choice, which was eggplant and lime. We called it Violet Velour. It's the purple yam cake with pistachio, mascarpone, muslin, buttercream.
First reaction when it cut into the cake, it was very interesting, the colour. A bit of a mystery what it would taste like. The main concern for me is obviously it could be off-putting to certain people.
Yeah, definitely. If you have, you know, a conservative bunch at this wedding, they might look at this and push it away and be like, this looks inedible, you know? And, you know, not knowing that it's, you know, made with the natural colors of yams, of purple yams.
I mean, the other sort of, if you look at it on the other side, you've got a cake with a colour scheme on it, and then you eat the cake, and the colour scheme's in the cake. So that could be like a real excitement at the same time. So it's one of them.
Thank you.
Rita, the cake itself, I'm finding it a little bit sort of dry. I wish it had just a little bit more, maybe moisture to it, but the color schematics, beautiful, just maybe a little bit more moisture.
I have done the same cake to 280 people. They loved it.
Wendy, it's your turn to present your cake to the judges.
Judges, this is my chocoholic cake. I went with this cake because the bride and groom stressed how they liked chocolate so much. I also wanted to incorporate something for the groom, and so I put some mascarpone cheese into the buttercream with a white chocolate ganache.
Wendy, I got a real sense of chocolate with your ganache filling. That was really, really, really tasty. It's a denser cake than maybe I was expecting.
I think the cake itself is really nice, beautiful moisture, gorgeous color. The ganache is nice. I'm not a big white chocolate fan. I would have actually preferred, I mean, if you're gonna call a cake, what was the name of this cake again?
Chocoholic.
Chocoholic. So for a chocoholic cake, I would expect to actually have, you know, like a really beautiful dark chocolate, or even like a milk chocolate that you can get away with. But a white chocolate, you're not really getting that cocoa. But anyways, but I'm just disappointed because I thought I was gonna taste mascarpone. You know, if you really did have that slightly tangy mascarpone flavor, you would have satisfied the wishes of the groom of having, you know, something cheesecake-esque. It just would have been nice to actually have the mascarpone flavor.
I have to agree with when Alexandria had said to me that she couldn't really taste the mascarpone. I think that maybe I could have used a little bit more.
Vanessa, it's your turn to present your cake sample to the judges.
Our inspiration for the flavor was that Jill and Jamie both liked vanilla and red velvet, so we did a vanilla divine cake with a plush red velvet sponge, and we alternated them. And then also we alternated the fillings. We have an autumn-inspired buttercream because they're getting married in October, so it's seasonal cinnamon, kind of, you feel like you're in an orchard kind of flavor. And then in the middle layer, we did a very light Cocoa Lovers mascarpone filling, just to satisfy Jamie's sweet tooth with cheesecake.
Vanessa, I really am enjoying this cake. I'm tasting all the flavors that you've described. I love the hazelnut autumn buttercream. It's very delicious. My only question with this cake, though, is it gonna be too much flavor for the couple? Is there too much going on in this cake?
Yeah, I agree. It's a little bit too much. The flavors themselves are nice and light, but spices can be very easily overpowering. Most people are very sensitive to spices and they can indicate it right away. You know, oh, there's nutmeg in here. It's just a little bit too strong for me.
They thought it was a mouthful and it had too many flavors in it, but I thought it was absolutely perfect.
Thank you, designers. Your cake looked beautiful. I wouldn't know because I don't get to taste the cakes, but whatever. You can head back to your stations while the judges tabulate your scores. Thank you, judges. Designers, remember the taste test score counts towards 25% of your final score for tonight. It doesn't guarantee you a win in the competition, but it does give you a strong head start. The verdict is in. The judges have decided. The winner of tonight's taste test is... Vanessa. Congratulations.
Good job, good job, good job.
Not winning that tasting part of the competition was a bit of a disappointment because it gives you that advantage that you might need in order to be able to win the competition.
Designers, you have 4 hours left in the competition. Are you ready? Ready. The clock is set. The second round of competition starts now.
Let's do it again.
Pretty good.
I want to make this key really royal looking.
Starting the second half, we still had all our gum paste that had to be pieced together and painted. All the sugar needed to be pieced together and painted. Every single petal on the roses. And we still had our whole cake to start to stack.
My hands are shaking. Oh my God. What's wrong with my hands?
What's wrong?
My hands are going crazy.
How are those roses coming, Barb?
What's that?
How are the roses coming?
They're coming.
I'm gonna need quite a bit.
How many vines?
13.
So you need
13 times 4. It's okay. It's okay.
The pressure is on as the designers work towards their final presentation. Can they finish their creations in time? We'll find out when Cakewalk returns.
Sort of like a house of cards in a way.
No, we have a backup plan.
Do you?
We do.
Is that a secret?
Little. It's not a secret. You're gonna see it.
Welcome back to Cakewalk. We're well into the second round of competition, and our designers are in a creative fondant frenzy.
I'm gonna stick there. Yeah, like inside I put something so it won't fall, okay?
Cake decorating, it used to be just piping, but the crisscross draping on the cake was something we wanted to impress the judges. It's a difficult technique.
It seems like you have so much going on, so many different techniques, and there are certain elements of the design that are really dependent on other elements of design.
Yes.
Is this sort of like a house of cards in a way, and that if one thing doesn't work out, it affects everything else that needs to come after it?
No, we have a backup plan.
Do you?
We do.
Is that a secret?
Little. It's not a secret. You're gonna see it.
It was just perfect. In my mind, everything was just, we were heading the right way.
If someone undoes her bow, does the whole thing come up?
Yeah. It really does look like an evening dress.
No, it does. It has the consistency of satin. It's so beautiful.
Absolutely.
That is the perfect wedding dress. You can wear it and eat it.
It's like the icing, it is caressing the cake.
It is.
Yeah. So
Does it
people
feel like
look
it's connected to the bride and groom's wishes?
Right now, it's extremely
That was
elegant and
the word.
sophisticated. I think we just might have to bump it up a little bit with some color. I think that's really what the couple's looking for.
It's so glamorous.
Yeah, did you see that cake?
Oh, it's beautiful.
When I saw all the details that were going on over in the pink kitchen and all the techniques that were going on over there, I got really, really worried.
Okay, rose is done. It just has to dry.
Okay, great.
Designers, there are only 2 hours left in the competition.
Oh my gosh, time's going by really fast. Scaring me a little.
Oh no. What? There's purple. How did purple get all over this?
Your hands, maybe?
If I just sort of wipe it off, it'll be okay.
He's gonna do the little stems, the noodles, few hairs to hide it.
Yeah, it's not hiding. It's just like I don't want it to fall.
The dowels you have to put in it.
Oh, you just saved their cake right now by saying that.
I was about to put the second tier on top of Nonna, and luckily Elpidio said, there's no dowels in that cake. If he didn't say that, our whole cake would have just squished.
Rita,
Yeah,
you wanted little green accents on it or no?
I'll touch up with the brush. Here like that.
But
Very, very little, tiny bit.
no, it's gonna run.
Here.
I do it fast for you.
Oh my God!
Rita?
Let's do it.
Yes, I'm gonna be doing it.
I
Wait.
like, you have to do this, you have to do that, you
Yeah.
have to like, ooh.
I compete, but this was in front of the camera and deadline. So that was like a lot of pressure.
This one here,
I think it was for this one.
you think so?
I think it really was.
Okay, you want me to put it up
A
here?
little bit more, cover that, yeah.
When stacking our cakes, the actual 4 tiers itself went up beautifully. I was so happy. The crescents, on the other hand, didn't fit exactly the way we planned, so we ended up having to position them in a different way just to get them onto the cake.
Vanessa, what you're doing now, applying these strands of pearls, is this because you you left the measuring to chance? I mean, we see a lot of gaps here.
It is, we knew that there was going to be gaps regardless, so I needed something that was a little bit bigger. It ties in with the theme as well.
Princess.
I'm having a hard time painting this because my hand is shaking so badly.
I don't know what was going on with me, but I was trying to paint these fine lines and my hands would just not stop shaking. My whole arm was shaking.
It's okay, it's good.
It's an air bubble right there. Do you see it? Right there.
No, I can't even see it.
I can see it. See? Oh, it's too thick there now. I can see it right there. You don't see that one? Wait.
I see other things though. Okay, you're good.
I like this. I like the whimsical castle.
It is quite whimsical, isn't it?
A cake for a princess, right?
Right.
There's certain things that, you know, the crescents, they have like pretty large gaps.
I think that a lot of those issues were with mismeasuring and, you know, even the earlier comment, you know, leaving everything up to chance. They're spending a lot of time actually repairing those problems.
Right. But does it ever happen when you're repairing a cake, you're actually improving it?
It usually ends up, you know, in the garbage, honestly.
Was it working? Was it not working? Can't believe. Where is it?
What you looking for?
My goodness.
The tiers for the rest of the cake, I mean, are they nearly...
Yeah, where are we going? Where's it?
Yeah. Are they nearly finished? Are you yet to do them? Or?
I still have to carve a top tier, but that shouldn't take me too long. That's going on one of the tiers. That's what the
So
decoration.
what are these going to be?
Those are pastillage, and they're kind of brackets that are going to go off of a 6-inch round at the top.
This is the back
to give
side.
it more shape.
Yeah, they do look like brackets.
They do. They
put
look
a
metal.
screw in,
Yeah.
you know. Is that what they're supposed to? Yeah, okay.
When David and Gordon came into my kitchen, they started questioning me on the elements, saying that some of them looked industrial, but in my head, I knew that it was gonna pull the whole cake together.
Wendy's starting, you know, to feel the pressure, I think.
I think her timing throughout the whole day has been a little bit chaotic. Nicely, you know, the time management scenario.
It's another whole skill that you have to have
Yeah.
for cake making. You have to be a time management expert.
Barb, no problem.
The top tier that was carved to look like a crown just started crumbling. At this point, panic really set in because I didn't know how much was gonna crumble off and what I was gonna do.
I'm notching it out to give it a sort of crown effect. Because it broke, I'm having a lot of problems with it.
The veil
Yes,
is on the
yes.
side of my cake. I might not even have to do this. I'll do it a bit, but for real, it's gonna be covered anyway.
After seeing our cake stacked and the crescents in different positions, I was happy with it. I knew that the veil would end up covering the other mistakes, so we were good.
A bit more here. Right there. Because they both come in here, right?
So far, so good.
Designers, there are 3 minutes left in the competition.
My God, let's go.
Did you drop one? Yeah. We have extra, right? Yeah.
Where am I gonna stick
It's gonna be touching 2 spots.
The bow was a nightmare. It was so beautiful and I didn't want to leave it. I needed it to get on the cake and it had to be in that spot because the veil was under it. I was so worried.
No, look, there's nothing under here. Look here where it's attached.